and welcome back to Act Locally Live. I'm your host, Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco, and today is Tuesday, September 9th. It is 7:30 in the morning, and today we are covering titles. It's Title Tuesday. That's all the biggest book drops, album releases, and movie premieres that you may have missed that you don't want to miss that I'm bringing you all morning long. So first of all, please excuse the puffy eyes that have made their way to my face. It's currently ragweed season. Oh, that's how I know we are in peak September, is when I can't breathe, when I can't see, and everything just feels on fire in my face. Shout out to Texas. It's been an easy transition otherwise. I was warned about the cedar. I was warned about, whatever else. Ragweed? Killer. Why does nobody talk about that more? Heinous. I'm also wearing some enemy merchandise this morning. Let's go Preds. If somebody wants to start taking me to Dallas Stars games, I will hop on the bandwagon so fast with no shame. Okay, I suddenly have lost all of my Predators merchandise in my closet, and I have a new team. Let's go. I'll do it any day of the week. Anywho. If you're interested in some of this gorgeous art behind us, this piece right here is from Debbie Miller out of Corsicana, and you can find her on Instagram at Debbie Rose Miller, or you can find her studio online at debbiemillerstudio.com. So all of these pieces are for sale, and you can either contact the artist directly, or you can send a message to us. Act Locally Waco is our Instagram, and you can find our website at actlocallywaco.org, where we put out a weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to called The Whole Enchilada, and it gives you a list of events happening in our area, plus more commentary from yours truly. You can go subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you know when we're going live every single morning. Read up on the blogs posted there, and then go do things in the community. Catch me outside. Let's go say hi to each other, see each other out there. So Title Tuesday is one of my favorite days to research for because I get to read up on a ton of pop culture related items. I grew up in the time of phones and the internet, but it started with things like Heartthrob magazine, 17 magazine, and like all of these tabloids that I'd pick up in the grocery store and try and convince my mom to buy me. That only ever happened when there was a Taylor Swift spread, okay? If there were posters in the middle of Taylor, that magazine was going home with me. Otherwise, put it back. Put it back. I've deleted most all of my personal socials by now because I'm trying to live more in the moment, slow my life down, protect my peace. But one of the last pieces of social media that I have is TikTok, and that has been slow and brutal to get rid of. I have time limits set, okay? And guess what I'm doing when those time limits pop up? I am slamming that Remind Me in 15 button over and over and over again. I need to start actually paying attention to them so that I can, listen to all of these albums that I recommend you, watch all of these movies, and, read all of these books. All that to say, Title Tuesday feels like a day that I get to catch up and see what is happening in the world of Hollywood and celebrities, and all while sharing the best of it with you. So if you weren't with us yesterday, I bought a ton of bookshelves over the weekend, and I built them myself, and I fully stocked them with my favorite things. So obviously I'm in the mood to start with books, but one category that I haven't started with on a Title Tuesday is movies. So we're going to hit that after a quick commercial break, and we'll get right back into it.
Everyone is born with different gifts and skills. Everyone is unique and has something that only they can offer this world. And everyone has different needs that help them accomplish their day-to-day goals and challenges. But there's one thing that everyone needs, no matter who they are. Breathe cleaner. Puro Air.
Every dog deserves a second chance in a loving home. And you brew Grounds and Hounds, you're helping to fund that second chance for a rescue pup in need. They'll brew a second cup, and let's change the world for every pop. One cup at a time. Visit us at groundsandhoundscoffee.com.
With over 50 years in the industry, Arriva Hospitality Group has been delighting guests with unforgettable experiences across Mexico. Our investors enjoy trust and impressive returns, while our guests, whether on vacation or business, keep coming back for more fun and memories. At Arriva Hospitality Group, we are looking for investors who share our dream of making people happy while our investments grow. Take a closer look at arrivahotels.mx.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
To Act Locally Live, first off, we are starting with movies that have been released since the last Title Tuesday. So these are all things that have come out since September 2nd. The first is The American Southwest. It came out September 5th. And The American Southwest is a family-friendly wildlife movie that takes viewers on an unforgettable journey down the mighty Colorado River. This is narrated by Quanah Chasinghorse, and this film beautifully showcases the region's abundant wildlife, confronts the ecological impacts of dams and water overuse, and advocates for better management of the river itself. The movie incorporates an indigenous storyline and is told through the perspective of some of the Southwest's charming characters, such as beavers, elk, and condors. Seems like a very just cute movie that I would love to watch, put on, and just zone out. Next, we have The Conjuring: Last Rites. What a switch up. This was dropped September 5th as well, and it is inspired by the harrowing true story of the Smurl family haunting. This movie marks the 9th and final appearance of Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga and as Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens face their most terrifying case yet, as the quiet Pennsylvania home becomes ground zero for a relentless supernatural siege. There have been pretty raving reviews about this film so far, so I'm pretty excited to go see that. Up next, we have Twinless. This is a cute little comedy, I guess you could call it. It was also dropped September 5th, and it's starring James Sweeney, Dylan O'Brien, and Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls. Love her. In Twinless, two young grieving men meet in a twin support group and form an unlikely friendship. Roman, who is played by Dylan O'Brien, and Dennis, who is played by James Sweeney, both search for solace and identity without their other halves and soon become inseparable outside the group. When Roman meets Dennis's co-worker, Marcy, all is revealed to be not what it seems, as each man harbors secrets that could unravel everything between them. This seems like such a good... It almost gives me like John Green, like The Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, Paper Town vibes. Like I'm really excited for this one. And Dylan O'Brien is just great. Up next, we have The Baltimoreans, dropped September 5th. On Christmas Eve, Cliff, down on his luck comedian who can't catch a break, chips his tooth. Poor dude. Suddenly, he finds himself in the late-night care of Dee Dee, a sharp-witted, no-nonsense dentist. What would have been a quick fix unfolds into an unforgettable night of unexpected twists, comic mishaps, and a brewing, heartfelt connection. Their holiday misadventures lead to discovery that the best gifts aren't under the tree. They're the ones you never saw coming. Aww. I mean, I'm not in the Christmas mood yet. I'm not in the Christmas spirit. We've just hit Halloween. Fall is upon us. Okay? I would love to see it. Weird time to release it, though. Next, Bad Man, dropped September 5th in Colt Lake, Tennessee. It's a fictional place, by the way. That doesn't exist. I'm from there. Never heard of it. Looked it up. Doesn't exist. Sam Evans tackles a drug-related murder that uncovers a meth epidemic, but he is sidelined upon the arrival of Bobby Gaines, an flashy undercover narcotics agent. Despite Evans' local ties, Gaines is hailed as the hero, but suspicions arise concerning the out-of-towner, Gaines, which unravels a super complex narrative that Sam Evans has to unfold. Sounds pretty cool. Action-packed, and it's also in my home state. I'll check it out. I don't know. Maybe. Continuing with narratives, we have book releases. First up is People Watching, a novel by Hannah Bonham Young, released September 9th. In this sexy, emotional romance from the acclaimed author of Out of the Woods and Out on a Limb, a small-town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. Just a little rom-com. I feel like this has been on people's watch list for a hot minute, and now that it's dropped, I'm not hearing a lot about it. If you've read it, please let me know. Up next, we have Hot Desk by Laura Dickerman, released September 2nd. This rollicking, sparkling, and funny novel spans decades and generations of a family in the publishing industry. Dickerman's debut depicts romance and rivalry in the publishing industry in New York City, where two editors work on different days of the week from a shared desk, and they are at a vie for a career-making opportunity. Oh my goodness. This low-key sounds like some sort of Romeo and Juliet, like, rival families. You've got two different people trying to win the same, I don't know. It's also very reminiscent of, oh my goodness, what's that Emily Blunt book? Not Emily Blunt, she's an actress. It's too early to be just dropping names, apparently. But anyways, there's another book about like this career or workplace romance that was turned at The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I just needed to remember the plot. Up next, we have Happiness and Love by Zoe Dubno, released September 2nd. This is following a young woman over the course of one outrageous and insufferable downtown dinner party at the home of her estranged best friends, an artist and a curator couple whom she now realizes stands for everything that she detests. Happiness and Love is a piercing debut novel about brazen materialism, self-obsession, and the empty careerism of so-called cultural elites. Just sounds like a great social commentary, but all happening within one night. I imagine it's almost like a Saltburn movie kind of thing with Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan, just exposing the like rawness and realness of what it means to be those materialistic elites. So yeah. Up next is The Elements by John Boyne. Excuse me if I got that incorrect. Released today. This one honestly sounds really good and very unique. It is an epic saga that weaves together 4 interconnected narratives, each representing a different perspective on crime. You have the enabler, the accomplice, the perpetrator, and the victim. The Elements is both an engrossing drama and a moving investigation of why and how we allow crime to occur. With masterful prose, Boyne navigates this complex subject with extraordinary empathy and unflinching honesty. The story resonates deeply on an emotional level, challenging readers to confront their own conceptions of guilt and innocence at every step. Amid the wildly engrossing storytelling, the book ultimately questions, what would you do when faced with the unthinkable? I love that. I also love the fact that he's considering that question from every single perspective in the situation. Because why not have a whole rounded approach? Love that. Finally, we have Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, also dropping today. A woman must confront the demons of her past when she attempts to fix up her childhood home in this devilishly clever take on the haunted house. Cleo Barnes grew up in a haunted house where her mother Alex moved all of her siblings before losing custody. Alex was insistent on the paranormal presence, even writing a book on her experience. But after Alex's sudden death, Cleo inherits the supposedly possessed home, where she sees an opportunity to flip it for content. However, after reading her mother's book, she finds that there might actually be more sinister connections to the house than she anticipated. I love that concept. I'm so in. But you know what? That's all that we have for the books and for movies. And you know what? we're going to take a quick break before we get into the albums that you should be listening to very soon.
Welcome, guys. You're at the 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company tasting room here. So we're located in basically central Colorado in the Rocky Mountains. Our two flagship whiskeys are our rye whiskey and our bourbon. Our rye whiskey is our most awarded spirit. Our bourbon's our best seller. We're very proud of it. We think you're going to love it too. If you don't like it, send it back to us. We'll drink it for you.
10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company, Colorado.
The dress collar polo. The only polo with a spread collar. Gives you the look of a dress shirt, but with the comfort of a polo shirt. Lightweight and breathable. Perfect for the office. Right with a suit. 4-way stretch comfort. Moisture wicking tech. Built-in collar stays. Short sleeve. Multiple collar options. Collars and Company.
What I love most about playing basketball is the competition. I really just like being shifty, mastering hesitation moves, changing direction, building chemistry with new teammates. If you're not having fun while you're playing, there's no point in playing the game. You know what to do. Escape Basic. Pair of Thieves quick dry underwear. It wicks away sweat and helps keep you dry. You looking forward to fishing season?
Let's unbox the all-new Walking Pad X21. It is the hottest thing on the fitness market right now. Whew. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, Walking Pad. So after using the Walking Pad, I absolutely loved it. For the price, I adore it. I highly recommend it.
Welcome back. And now we are covering music. Things are pretty quiet on the music front as of right now, especially with award season being in the mix. If you missed it, the VMAs just happened. And yeah, there's still been some movement though. Okay. First up, Big Thief released an album called Double Infinity. This is their 6th studio album, and they shared the lead single and the album opener, Incomprehensible, to start. But it is the follow-up to their 2022 album, and this whole piece was recorded last winter in New York City. For 3 solid weeks, the trio in Big Thief would ride bicycles on frozen streets between Brooklyn and Manhattan, meeting in a warm paneled wood room. And like there with a community of musicians, they would play for 9 hours a day, just tracking and improvising arrangements and making these collective discoveries. And that album is what we have here. So this was recorded live with very minimal overdubs, and I'm excited to see it. I love music that genuinely sounds like real music. I have a problem with a lot of like pop radio pop, because it is like electronically produced, it's synthetically produced, it's not necessarily real instruments being played. You can just pick up tracks and put them together and layer it on a computer for those sounds. But I think that this is a piece of art. Like they are still genuinely crafting and coming together as a community just to, rework and play it live. I think that that's gorgeous, beautiful. I'm really, really excited for that. Up next, Colony House has released 77 Part 1. Is there a Part 2? Is there going to be? Should I stay on the lookout, Colony House? Let me know. 3 days ago, they posted to their Facebook stating, "With every album we make, we learn a little more about ourselves and how to better communicate the things we are passionate about. We always push to dig up new ground, and 77 Part 1 is no exception. We don't like to say that any album is our best album yet. That's not really up for us to decide. But what we can say with all the confidence in the world is that this is as honest as a Colony House record as we ever made. For that, we're proud to finally hand it over to you." I love the statement that they released with that. I think that that's just gorgeous. I also love the fact that they're like, that's not, we can't tell this is our best album. Like, that's literally for us. So us listeners. It is Tuesday, September 9th. That has been Title Tuesday. If you don't know, Tuesday makes trivia night at like practically every local bar in town. I think Sam's Bar, Southern Roots, Freight. Dancing Bear may have something going on tonight. It might be every other week. Check out their Instagram. If you haven't heard enough of me from this morning or this week, you can follow me over to the Zach Owen Show, which is live from the Backyard Bar Stage and Grill every single morning, where I bring you Music City news and an Act Locally Waco segment. You can also find me on the Ann Harder Show and on our Instagram, Act Locally Waco, or at our website, actlocallywaco.org. So go read up on the Act Locally Waco blogs. Go read up on our Instagram. Go listen to everything else that I have to share with you. It's probably much more informative and coherent than this early morning rambling. Double check. Let me know. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.